Welcome to the Citizen Channel and our regular look at the match day programme watch. Yeah, the home version this. So we have a look at the City programme. We're going to have a look at Manchester City versus Leicester City on Boxing Day. Yep, 26th of December 2021. £3.50 for 84 pages and Mr. Nathan Aki on the cover. Yeah, so you can now subscribe to this programme at Reach Sports. Yeah, www.reachsportshop.com. So you can get 26 issues from the first available from when you pay this for £84.50. So it works out at £3.25, so that's not too bad. The programme itself costs £3.50. And if you're in the EU, we're not, but if you're in the EU, it's plus £65, and if you're rest of the world, it's plus £80. So that sounds pretty reasonable to me, to be honest with you, for £5 odd for Europe and £6 odd for the rest of the world. I don't think we can have many complaints about that, but I'm sure people will. There you go. So we'll have a look at this. And I'm going to stop saying there you go. I keep saying it, guys. I'm going to try and stop saying it. I say it all the time in these things. I'll have to knock that on there. I'll try and knock that on the head. It's virtually impossible. We will try. Pep shares his views on records and his players. Yeah, so obviously City, as the records tumble again at the end of this year, he shares his views on the importance of them, and I think they are important, and some views on his players over the last 12 months, if you like. There's a short piece on Sergio announcing his retirement. KDB is the main article, talks about COVID, how it's affected him. Yeah, it's unusual, isn't it? He's been affected even now. He's still got the hangover from it, and it sort of more or less describes his mixed start to the season. But he just tells it's getting better. I think we've seen that, haven't we, from his performances on the pitch. Interesting facts on Mr. KDB. He's number 11 on the all-time appearance list for Belgium, just one behind Vinny himself, who's on 88. Number one is a certain Jan Vertonghen. Jan Vertonghen, yes, 136. He currently has the record for Belgium appearances. In memoriam, of course, it was the regular yearly thing of all the names of City fans and City officials and City ex-players who've sadly passed away over the last 12 months. So there's a nice little piece in the magazine with all the names listed in there. Head-to-head has, an interesting head-to-head. Laporte versus Johnny Evans. It's not something I thought you'd look at, but interesting stats, very interesting. Laporte's played 89, Johnny Evans 335, so maths. But if you look at duels won percentage-wise, Johnny Evans comes out pretty well, to be honest with you, on this head-to-head overall. Just the duels won, for instance. In 89 games, Laporte's won 328 and Johnny Evans has won 1,604, so quite impressive. But again, it's based on who you're playing for and how busy you are, isn't it, with stuff like that? So no real surprise. Played for both, of course. We've got Iniacho. Others include certain players like Neil Lennon and Don Revie, depending on how you pronounce it. So that was quite interesting. The blast from the past, well, we don't have to go long back for this one, guys, do we? It's a certain Vincent Kompany blast in the blast from the past. I do like the black and white stuff, but I think I'll let them off with this one. X and the City is a good read for me. He's on one of my heroes, Joe Corrigan, one of my early heroes, on the quality. He talks about the quality of England keepers at the time, as I say, because he had to put up with Shilton and Clements, of course. And there's even more as well. I think he talked to people like Phil Parkes, was it? I think he was English at the time. And he talks about his City highlights and, of course, the goalkeepers that are playing in today's game and how they differ and what sort of skills they need that perhaps he wouldn't have needed so much in his time. He wasn't the greatest distributor, old Joel, in all respect to him. He didn't get a lot of distance on kicks. It wasn't his forte, to be honest with you. The City quiz, guest question. I'll give you the answer in a minute when we finish this vlog. Who did Brendan Rodgers replace as manager at Leicester in 2019? So who did he immediately take over from? Yeah, I got that wrong when I had a look at it. I was totally out on that one. Gary James looks back at the 2010-11 FA Cup winning season, so he's gone fairly new as well. A turning point, of course, in our history, so he has a look back at that time. Kevin Cummings talks about a Sex Pistols gig on Christmas back in time in Huddersfield. Yeah, they weren't actually sure where it was going to be. I think it actually took place on Christmas Day in the end, which was very rare for a concert. You don't usually get a gig or a concert on the Christmas Day. But he tells us about that. Quite an interesting article from Kevin Cummins, and obviously features the images he's taken of the Sex Pistols and Mr. Rotten, etc. What's in the name? We've got Ruben Diaz. R is for right-footed, of course it is. He can use and score with his left, though, can't he? But that is touched upon in the little article. City women. Some of the players are asked about their best Christmas presents. That's entertaining enough. City under-18s, a look at the first half of their season, and the EDS has a feature on the young player Egan Riley. Buzzword, yeah, he looks back at his personal memories of people who sadly passed away over the last 12 months, so quite fitting for this item. And famous last words. The Doves, yeah, the Doves, Andy Williams. Andy Williams, I knew, was a bit of a crooner back in the day. And his first game, it's nice to see a City fan again. As I say, I don't like it when it's opposing fans. I certainly don't mind when it's well-known City fans. His first game was against Arsenal at Main Road in 1982. And I just had a quick look at that before I came on air, and it was a 0-0 thriller in front of about 30,000. So there you go. Not the greatest game to kick him off, was it? Right, before we finish, a City guest question. Who did Brendan Rodgers replace as manager in 2019? Well, it's Claude Puel, or however you pronounce that, Puel. Totally forgotten about him. He was erased. I should have a look at where he is now and what he's doing, Claude Puel, shouldn't I? But Brendan Rodgers took over for him. So there you go. A couple of good highlights there, a lot of good things. I think the main thing, I quite like Kevin Cummins this week. He's not always the highlight of my read of the magazine, but of course the piece on the Sex Pistols, and I couldn't really go far with the piece on Joe Corrigan. As I said, one of my early footballing heroes, Joe Corrigan, so that was pretty good as well. Anyway, let me know if you got this, and as I say, don't forget you can now subscribe to this magazine and get it into your comfort of your home. If your post office is any good, mine isn't great at the moment. My postal service, I'll be honest with you, is pretty naff. For every couple I get delivered, probably one goes missing, but I just get onto Reach and they try and send me another one out. So it's a bit of a pain. But if you've got a better postal service than me, I would say I'm well advised and to get that subscription. Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We're going to do the rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More important, let's all look after each other. To be here again on the Citizen channel. I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.